Expo 2020 Dubai is shining a light on some of the most spectacular and innovative technology that the world has to offer, and the power that it has to change our lives. As the event's official payments technology partner, Mastercard is using its role to showcase the possibilities of a cashless world. We're here today to speak to Ken Moore, Chief Innovation Officer at Mastercard, to find out what the future holds. Thank you so much for joining us today, Ken.
My pleasure.
So since the pandemic started nearly 2 years ago now, the world has changed drastically. There's been a huge shift to digital across all industries. With payments specifically, where do you think we'll be in another 5 to 10 years?
I think we'll see quite a few changes over that time period, Claudine. For example, I think what we believe to be value will change. Today, we think of value as fiat currencies. I think that definition will broaden to include other types of value in the future. I also think we'll probably see more as-a-service models, particularly consumption-based models. So, for example, in car insurance, rather than paying annually for your car insurance, you'll pay as your car is on the road. You'll pay from a consumption perspective. I also think transactions themselves will become a lot more intelligent and contextually aware. They'll understand the world around them. They'll understand you as a person, and they'll make decisions on your behalf. I think another really good example, and something that might happen over that same time period, is that cash itself, because of the increasing utility of operating in the digital world, cash itself could decline because it may become a mechanism of exclusion.
Okay, so what could that mean for consumers?
So I think for consumers, it's going to be incredibly exciting. So everyday experiences for consumers will become hyper-personalized. Take, for example, you're at a restaurant. Today, you go into a restaurant, you look at a menu. In the future, even now, menus have become digitized through QR codes. But as we go into the future, the restaurant itself, how you engage with it, will fundamentally change. The chef might build a menu that's specific to you, so it's hyper-personalized to your allergies, the foods that you like. The environment in which you operate, that it will change. The sense of smell, what you see, to complement the food that you're eating. So we get this richer sensory environment than we would have today. In sports, I think you'll be able to engage with your favorite sports team, your favorite brand. You may be able to augment what you see on the TV or what you see in person. So you get stats on the player. You know how many passes they complete, how successful they are. You also may be able to engage with them through an NFT. You can be part of their journey, their brand, their image.
That sounds incredible. Is there anything else you want to mention?
Oh, absolutely. I think one of the things we will also continue to see, Claudine, is a rise in cause-driven consumerism. Today, people want their history, the way they interact with the world, to reflect their beliefs. Whether that's buying a local brand, whether it's buying a product or service that's recycled or is a fair trade product, or increasingly a product that's coming from a company that's diverse or a company that cares about the environment. So cause-driven consumerism, here now and only growing.
So as the Chief Innovation Officer of one of the biggest technology companies in the world, can you tell us more about how Mastercard approaches and invests in innovations and new technologies?
Absolutely. A lot of people talk about being where your customers are, but I think it's just as important to be in the future and ready to greet your customers when they arrive. So innovation is critical for us. Not just organic innovation that we do within our Mastercard Foundry organization, but the innovation we drive through partnerships with large-scaled technology players like IBM and Microsoft and Verizon and D-Wave, but the many, many hundreds of fintech partnerships that we have right around the world.
So you've mentioned working with a lot of partners. Can you tell us more about how you're working with them to make the world a more sustainable and inclusive place?
Oh, absolutely. Through our Start Path program, through many of the fintech partnerships we've been investing into ESG solutions more broadly. Specifically, I'll give you some examples. In partnership with one of the fintechs, Deconomy, we rolled out a carbon calculator recently where we can calculate the carbon journey that a product has from manufacture to the point of consumption. And then through our Priceless Planet Coalition, we allow consumers to offset that carbon trail.
That concludes our day here at Expo 2020 Dubai. Thanks for joining us.